What is up guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Dr. Hamistang and today is my final review here of the Honor Magic 8 Pro. And of course, I've been using this phone for the past 2 weeks already, especially on my recent trip to Japan. And definitely I have used this extensively, push it to the max when it comes to all the features and of course the specs on this. And I do have a lot that I do want to share with you guys. And I'd like to break it down into 4 main segments over here just to give you guys a more comprehensive overview of how this phone has been for me over that period of time. So yes, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright, so first things first, before we go any further, let's talk about the price with the Magic 8 Pro. So comparing it to the previous 2 models, it did follow very similarly between each other. So I would say that the price on this would be at about the 43.99 ringgit, which would place it at about the $900 mark, firmly placing it into the flagship territory over here. And we're going to look at this phone from a flagship point of view. So for the first segment that I do want to talk about here is of course the holding experience, and I want to just go quite quickly on this because it is very similar to the previous phone models. It does have a very similar size to it, similar weight to it, similar kind of camera layout here as well, so it's very similar. And if you had the previous phone models, you will feel right at home here with the Magic 8 Pro, which I really do like because it feels very uniform between each of the series over here, which I really do like and appreciate. One thing I want to highlight over here is of course the power button, which I did highlight in my final review with the 7 Pro, which I find it too high for my liking. So a lot of times I always get confused between the volume rockers and the power button. But over here, they have followed it similar to the Magic 6 Pro and placed it a bit lower here. So it's easier to reach and of course be distincted from the power button and the volume rockers. And when it comes to the ultrasonic scanner over here as well, it's very easy to reach, not too low for my liking. So it's right smack in the middle. So it's again very easy to reach for my small hands, and the camera bump over here does give me some leverage when I'm actually just using it for a long period of time to give you some of that finger support. And definitely it feels really good in your hands. That's what she said. And yeah, it does have a very nice clean matte finish on it as well. And of course that is not taking anything away from the previous phone models because both of those 2 phones really felt very good. And of course when it comes to the holding experience on this, I would give it a solid 9 out of 10. Of course, going on to the next segment, let's talk about the viewing experience. So basically, I'm going to cover the display, speakers, and also the haptics. So again, with this phone, it follows very similar to the previous 2 phone models, but they have given you some good improvements over here, and that is, of course, you're going to notice it a lot when it comes to the brightness of this phone. And of course, what I like about this is that it does get really bright and it does get the kind of auto brightness here very well. So if you're moving on from indoors to outdoors, you will notice that it switches in really nice. So you will notice that your eyes don't get too tired, and also it doesn't give you too much time to make it adjust. It performs really nicely. And when I was traveling around a lot, I needed to use Google Maps and I needed just to view my phone under bright sunny conditions, and definitely that extra brightness over here helps a lot on my day-to-day usage. And one more thing like here is of course the PWM feature. So yes, definitely gives you a very good kind of less eye fatigue. So when you're watching your shows here, because it does give you a very good display, you don't have to worry about it getting your eye fatigue because you can just watch your content over here really nicely. I would say when it comes to notch, again similar to the previous phone models, you won't notice it too much. So it does give you still a full viewing experience on this. When it comes to the speakers, again, it gives you a very good speaker experience here. Very loud, very kind of clear, I would say. You don't have to worry about it, even if you're not going to use it with your wireless headphones or your earbuds or whatsoever. And when it comes to the haptics, they have done a really good job on this. To be honest, most of the times, I didn't even notice the haptics was on because it was just so well made that you kind of forget about it when you're going through your gaming sessions or when you're going through your navigations here. It feels really nice and smooth on this. So when it comes to the viewing experience on this, I'll give it a solid 9 out of 10. Okay, and of course going on to the next segment, and this of course is one of my most exciting segments over here, and that is of course the user experience. So what I can say about using this phone, especially when it comes to traveling, is that it's such a joy. Yes, we have the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 4 over here, 12 gigs of RAM, very similar to performances from the previous phones, and it works really nice. And why I say this is because When you're traveling, you just need to open multiple apps, your Gmails, your emails to check out all your booking confirmation. You need to check out your TikTok, your Facebook, Instagram to check out the latest videos, and also just to see the reviews on places that you want to go. So you have to make sure it's all kind of going on the back here while you're going through your Google Maps here as well. And a lot of times you have to go through your Messenger, your messages, your WhatsApp or whatsoever. So you're just kind of just switching in your apps, and you need a phone that's fast and reliable, and that's what you're gonna get here with the Magic 8 Pro. It just performs so well. You don't have to worry, and you don't even notice this phone here lagging or giving you heating issues on this, which I really do appreciate, because again, when you're traveling, when you're on the go, carrying your bags or whatever, you need a fast and reliable phone, and you're gonna get this over here with the Magic 8 Pro. One of the main key features that I do want to highlight here is of course the battery performance, which performed really well for me. To be honest with this phone, I've been getting easily about 8 to 9 hours of screen on time every day with this phone over here, especially when I'm doing heavy duty stuff like your Google Maps, checking your emails, going through your messages and all that. So you're just using this phone constantly, and it does give you still a good full day battery usage over here. And at the end, when I do get about maybe to the 8-hour mark of screen on time, I still get easily 20%. So at the night, I can just pump this battery up very fast. It not only supports the Honor Supercharger, but it does support your normal PD fast charging here as well. Very convenient, because when you're traveling, sometimes you just want to bring a one charger that fits all for maybe your spouse or whatsoever. So definitely here, that fast charging really works very nicely, and of course it does have your wireless charging for extra convenience here as well. Also, when it came to the battery side of things, I have to highlight one of the features here, and that is of course the ultra power saving mode. And definitely this one here helped me a lot when I was in Universal Studios Japan, because I forgot to bring my power bank, because I know I'll be taking a lot of shots, taking a lot of videos, and definitely here with that feature, it helped a lot with the Magic 8 Pro, because at about 10 AM I realized I didn't bring my power bank, so I definitely needed something here to last me throughout the day, and that's when I really used the ultra power saving mode. So at about 2 to 3 PM, when my battery was about 70%, I just turned it on to make sure that it could last me all the way to maybe 8 or 9 PM. And yes, definitely here that has helped you a lot, because you can still use a lot of your key features like your camera, your Google Maps, your Messenger, your Facebook or whatsoever, but it definitely helps you to reduce your battery usage over here, to extend your battery as long as it could. And to be honest, by the end of the day, when I got back to my hotel at about maybe 11 PM, I still had about 15% of battery left, and that is of course after a full day of just taking photos, taking a lot of videos, going through your Google Maps, and just going through your social media and stuff. So definitely that feature here really helps a lot. And then of course when it comes to the AI features here as well, it makes just this phone here another level when it comes to enjoying it, because sometimes when you're in a different country, you just need like your AI translation, AI kind of transcribe, or you want to do your photo editing here on the go and you don't want to do so much tweaking. The AI just does everything for you. Really helpful, especially like when you go to Japan or any other country, when there's a lot of tourists walking around behind you, in front of you, at the side or whatsoever, but you want that kind of perfect shot. You don't have to worry about it, because you can use all the AI features here to give you that kind of good experience on this. When it comes to, again, like when it comes to translation, yes, you have to say some words correctly or you need to make some adjustments, but I would say that the translation on this is really well. They understand me, I hope, and I understand them, again, I hope. So it was a really fun, enjoyable experience. So I have to give this, the user experience on this, a solid 9 out of 10. And of course, we have come to the last segment over here, and that is the camera experience. And again, this is one of my favorite segments, especially to talk about the Honor Magic 8 Pro. And why I say this is that, yes, if you look at the previous Honor phones, I would say that their camera level is really good, as a good solid 7.5 or maybe sometimes an 8 out of 10. But when you compare it overall, it will give you maybe a 7.5. But over here with the Honor Magic 8 Pro, it surprised me so well that I just constantly find myself using this phone most of the time when it comes to just video recording, photo recording, at night as well, taking portraits, taking selfies. I just went back to this phone here so much and so many times, which I really was very surprised, because yes, I know it's a flagship level phone, but you need that flagship level cameras over here, and that's what you're gonna get with the Honor Magic 8 Pro. And why I say that is that yes, we know when you're taking daylight shots, when you're going outdoors, you're taking landscape, you don't really have to worry too much because most of the time, most phones will give you very, very good images over here. But with the AI image processing that does come with the Honor Magic 8 Pro, it just gives you an extra level of kind of details, and also when it comes to colors. And when it just comes to the overall picture on this, it looks better compared to maybe my Samsung phones or my other phones here, which I won't really want to mention. But yes, it just gives you an extra level. And again, I review a lot of phones, I review a lot of flagship phones, and I can say here with the Honor Magic 8 Pro, it's definitely one of the top 3 so far in 2025, and hopefully going on to 2026, it will remain that way. And when I was just using this phone, even at 1x, and if you want to bump it up a bit closer, because it does have a wider kind of point of view comparing it to many other phone models here. So even if you go at 2x, you're still getting a lot in your frame, which I really do like. And of course, if you want to push it up to the telephoto lenses here at 3.7, that's where it kind of shines because it still gives you super good amount of details here. And of course, when it comes to just the color representation, what you're getting and what you're actually seeing comes out really, really nice. And I just find again myself when I was just taking shots, yes, it looked really good in 1x and 2x, but I just want to kind of just push it to the limits here, pushing it at about 3.7x and pushing it even at the 10 times of zoom here, which they advertise a lot when it comes to the AI engine zoom over here, which again, it does show in the results. And I find again myself just using it, maybe not necessarily, but it just performs so well that you can't really tell that this photo was taken at the 3.7 telephoto lenses, because most of the time, the telephoto lenses would be lower and in terms of the aperture or the megapixel comparing it to the main lens. But when you're taking it with the 3.7 and even at the 10 times of zoom here, it performs so well. Again, details come out really nice. The AI processing over here just gives you that extra clarity and that extra dramatic effect when you're just taking shots. So it does really comes out really nice. And I was just showing around it to my friends and even to my wife here, and she was like so impressed. She wanted this phone right away, but I was like, you know, hold on, I just need to use this phone a bit more before I can just like pass it on to you. But the phone here, the camera works really nice, and I have to say, even at night it performs really nice, because a lot of times phone companies do struggle when it comes to night shots. And over here, even at 3.7 and at 10 times of optical zoom, it performs really nice. And a lot of times when I was at USJ, Universal Studios Japan or whatsoever, I really did enjoy using the telephoto lenses over here, because sometimes you're just in the crowd, you want to get a bit closer to the action, and you can use it over here. And especially when you're traveling a lot, sometimes it's very hard to walk from one place to another. You guys will know when you travel a lot, or when you're just moving around a bit in your own places, you just want to get from one area to another area just to get that perfect shot. With the Honor Magic 8 Pro, you can use the zoom lenses over here very well, and it does give you still the, I would say, the best images that you can come out at this kind of focal length over here. It does give you that nice dramatic effect. So it definitely, as you can see from my social media and also the photos that I'm showing you over here, it does not lie. You can see that the photos here come out really well. And of course, this is something I really was very impressed with the Honor Magic 8 Pro. When it came to the selfie side of things here, this again is another area I was really amazed. I wouldn't say the selfie image, it was the best when it comes to like just the bokeh effect, the details or whatever in terms of the color on my skin. But what I like about this is of course the wider portrait lens when it came to just taking selfie shots, because again, you just want a lot of things, or maybe you want a lot of friends in your frame, and definitely the extra kind of field of view and the extra angles over here helps a lot to capture more stuff in your selfies. Because when it comes to selfies, it's all about capturing what's around you, and that's what I really like here with the selfie shots over here with the Honor Magic 8 Pro. So overall on this, with all that being said, let's talk about the video capabilities as well. And this again is where it did impress me a lot. Not only the stabilization on this is really well, when it comes to just taking night videos as well, I was really amazed that you still get a lot of details, because most of the time images will appear kind of softer, a bit more grainier at night. I was really impressed with the Magic 8 Pro's night video as well. With all that being said, I have to say with this, I have to give the camera experience on the Honor Magic 8 Pro a solid 9.5 out of 10. So that is it with my final review here of the Honor Magic 8 Pro. So overall, I have to give this a overall rating of 9 out of 10. This phone over here definitely is one of my favorite phones to use this year so far, and hopefully in 2026, this phone will be the one standing at the end of the year. So yes, these are just my thoughts and my opinions. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this video. And of course, if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section as well. If you guys enjoyed the video, do click the like and smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.